pretty simple.
Good evening. It's 5 p.m. I'd like to call this meeting to order. Would you please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. We've had a chance to see the agenda. Any changes to the agenda as listed?
None.
None. Do I have a motion to adopt the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, I'll restate the agenda items. We'll have public input on non-agenda items. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes or less. We have several items under the consent agenda, which are meeting minutes, general fund checks, capital improvement checks, no unfinished business. Under new business, the reason we're all here tonight, the oath of office for our new members, the pinning and badge ceremony, and then we'll get some updates on current events, operations, human resources, and training. The chief will make remarks, and the commissioners will make their remarks, and then we'll adjourn. At this time, is there any public comment on non-agenda items? Going once, going twice. Seeing none, we'll move forward. Thank you. Consent agenda. Again, we have meeting minutes from September 24, general fund checks totaling $183,645 and change, and then the capital improvement fund checks totaling $329,417 and change. Any changes to the items listed?
None.
None.
Discussion?
None.
All right. Any motion to approve?
So moved. I'll second.
Public input? Seeing none. All in favor?
Aye.
That takes us to new business. Chief Worth.
Very good, thank you. So good evening, everybody. Thank you for being here. This is always fun times and good times to bring everybody together and be able to recognize our folks who've come on board, who've joined our family. And tonight we'll be doing both taking the oath of office and doing the pinning of the badges. And we have a few folks who've completed their probation, and we'll also be presenting them with their permanent shield. We'll talk a little bit about what the shield is and what it signifies, different than that probationary period that somebody's working on. So this tradition holds deep meaning in the fire service and in our department. Fort Myers Beach, we begin the journey with the oath of office. We refer to taking the oath of office as a swearing in. The swearing in marks your official welcome to the Fort Myers Beach family. And you're joining a proud tradition, one built on trust, teamwork, and resilience. As you take the oath of office, know that you carry with you the legacy of those who came before you and the responsibility to lead with honor. The pinning of the badge demonstrates your commitment to hard work, sacrifice, and an unwavering dedication to uphold our values, loyalty, integrity, and professionalism. So the badge we pin tonight is more than a symbol. It represents a commitment to service, a promise to protect, and a bond with the community that we serve. So we'll start out tonight. We're going to start with our two new assistant chiefs. So I'm going to have Chief Sullivan, who'll come up. Chief Sullivan has joined us recently from the East Coast. He is our Chief of Operations, and he is running overseeing the crews that respond to the emergencies every day. So we will start with the oath of office. If you will, raise your right hand. I, Kevin Sullivan, do solemnly swear.
Kevin Sullivan, do solemnly swear
To uphold the Constitution and the statutes of the state of Florida.
to uphold the Constitution and the statutes of Florida,
The rules and regulations of the Fort Myers Beach Fire District.
the rules and regulations of Fort Myers Beach Fire District,
And to preserve and protect the lives and property of the citizens of Fort Myers Beach.
to preserve and protect the lives and property of the citizens of Fort Myers Beach,
And do my utmost
to carry out my duties and responsibilities as Assistant Chief
and do my utmost to carry out my responsibilities as Assistant Chief
to the best of my abilities. So help me God.
to the best of my ability. So help me God. My son Ryan.
Good deal. Ryan? Good to see you. So- Pictures? So for the families, you're welcome to come up. This is your time, so whatever you need to do to get in here and get pictures, please feel free to come up. You want to stay over here with me?
Sir.
We'll have everybody sign your oath of office when we're done. Next, Chief Sears, can you come up? So Kevin Sears joins us from the Chicagoland area. We're glad to have him on board, and he is our training chief and has been hit the ground running and turning and burning. So a lot of good training's happening, and it happened to be at a good time when we were able to get some acquired structures. So we're glad to have you aboard. So if you go, raise your right hand. I, Kevin Sears, do solemnly swear to uphold the Constitution and statutes of the state of Florida and the rules and regulations of the Fort Myers Beach Fire District. Preserve and protect the lives and property of the citizens of Fort Myers Beach and do my utmost to carry out my duties and responsibilities. As Assistant Chief, to the best of my abilities. Next, can I have Mike Colias?
Never mind.
No? Raise your right hand. I, Michael Colias, do solemnly swear
I, Michael Kors, do solemnly swear
to uphold the Constitution
to uphold the Constitution
and statutes of the state of Florida
and statutes of the state of Florida
and the rules and regulations of Fort Myers Beach Fire District.
and the rules and regulations of Fort Myers Beach Fire District.
Preserve and protect the lives and property
To preserve and protect the lives and property
of the citizens of Fort Myers Beach,
of the citizens of Fort Myers Beach,
and do my utmost
and do my utmost
to carry out my duties and responsibilities
to carry out my duties and responsibilities
as a life safety specialist
as a life safety specialist
to the best of my ability. So,
to the best of my ability, so help me God.
okay, good. Is Oscar here?
Yeah.
Come on up. Raise your right hand. I, Oscar Gonzalez,
I, Oscar Gonzalez,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to uphold the Constitution
to uphold the Constitution
and the statutes of the state of Florida
and the statutes of the state of Florida
and the rules and regulations of Fort Myers Beach Fire District,
and the rules and regulations of Fort Myers Beach,
to preserve and protect the lives and property of the citizens
to preserve and protect the property of the city of Life,
of Fort Myers Beach,
Fort Myers Beach citizens,
and do my utmost to carry out my duties and responsibilities
and do my utmost to carry out my responsibilities
as firefighter to the best of my abilities.
as a firefighter and responsibilities.
Alejandro. So you raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I, Alejandro Kraus,
I, Alejandro Kraus,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to uphold the Constitution
to uphold the Constitution
and the statutes of the state of Florida
and the statutes of the state of Florida,
and the rules and regulations of the Fort Myers Beach Fire District,
and the rules and regulations of the Fort Myers Beach Fire District,
to preserve and protect
to preserve and protect
the lives and property
the lives and property
of the citizens of Fort Myers Beach,
of the citizens of Fort Myers Beach,
and do my utmost
and do my utmost
to carry out my duties and responsibilities
to carry out my duties and responsibilities
as a firefighter
as a firefighter
to the best of my abilities.
to the best of my abilities.
Congratulations. So, one extra piece. our folks have been on for a while. They didn't just start, so not only is Alec being pinned tonight, but also he's at the end of his probationary period, so we also have his shield. So we don't have your helmet here, but you can pull your probationary shield off, and the shield signifies the year of hard work, and in his case, a little longer, because you went through fire school also. The amount of hard work and dedication that went into getting trained up and ready to be a regular firefighter, from a permanent part of our family. So that is your shield for your helmet. And again, you can just shake it. Sorry. You can come back this way. Because there's a cord. I almost. All right. Thank you. John, come on up. Will you raise your right hand? I, John Nichols,
I, John Nichols,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to uphold the Constitution
to uphold the Constitution
and the statutes of the state of Florida
and the statutes of the state of Florida,
and the rules and regulations of the Fort Myers Beach Fire District,
and the rules and regulations of the Fort Myers Beach Fire District,
to preserve and protect lives and property
to preserve and protect lives and property
of the citizens of Fort Myers Beach,
of the citizens of Fort Myers Beach,
and do the utmost to carry out my duties and responsibilities
and to do the utmost to carry out my duties and responsibilities
as firefighter
as firefighter
to the best of my abilities.
to the best of my abilities, so help me God. He's never got to do this.
So again, John is also just recently finished probation. He had already been provided a permanent shield, so this is what it looks like on the helmet rather than the yellow one that's worn by the probationary firefighters until they complete that probation. So, helmet, sir. Chris? Chris comes to us from a family of public servants, also a resident in our community, so we're very glad to have Chris on board. So if you will, raise your right hand. I, Chris Prisco,
I, Chris Prisco,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to uphold the Constitution
to uphold the Constitution
and statutes of the state of Florida
and the statutes of the state of Florida
and the regulations of the Fort Myers Beach Fire District,
and the regulations of the Fort Myers Beach Fire District,
to preserve and protect lives and property
to preserve and protect lives and property
of the citizens of Fort Myers Beach,
of the citizens of Fort Myers Beach,
and do my utmost to carry out my duties and responsibilities
and do my utmost to carry out my duties and responsibilities
as firefighter to the best of my ability.
as firefighter to the best of my ability, so help me God.
Dick? raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I, Nicholas Rillo,
I, Nicholas Rillo,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to uphold the Constitution
to uphold the Constitution
and the statutes of the state of Florida
and the statutes of the state of Florida
and the rules and regulations
and the rules and regulations
of Fort Myers Beach Fire District,
of Fort Myers Beach Fire District,
to preserve and protect the lives and property
to preserve and protect the lives and property
of the citizens of Fort Myers Beach,
of the citizens of Fort Myers Beach,
and do my utmost
and do my utmost
to carry out my duties and responsibilities
to carry out my duties and responsibilities
as firefighter
as firefighter
to the best of my ability. So help me God.
to the best of my abilities, so help me God.
Have you put a badge on it yet? Pinned it? It's a good trick you played on your dad. Thanks, Nick. So real quick, what I'd like to say is to the families and loved ones here tonight, thank you. Your support is the foundation that allows our folks to serve with strength and purpose. This badge that we pinned tonight belongs to you as much as it does to the one who wears it. Let tonight remind us all that all of why we do what we do. Every call we answer, every life we touch, every challenge we face, it's all part of a greater mission. Tonight, we celebrate the beginning of that mission for our newest members, and we recognize the commitment of those who have dedicated themselves to the protection and well-being of each other and of our FMB community. So congratulations and welcome to the Fort Myers Beach family, to all of you. So that's it for our pinning and swearing in. I do have, I'm sorry. Miguel, my apologies. Come on up. Thank you. Come on up. Raise your right hand. I, Miguel Rodriguez, do solemnly swear
Rodriguez is solemnly swear
to uphold the Constitution
to uphold the Constitution
and statutes of the state of Florida
and statutes of the state of Florida
and the rules and regulations
and the rules and regulations
of the Fort Myers Beach Fire District,
of Fort Myers Beach Fire District,
to preserve and protect the lives and property
protect the lives and properties
of the citizens of Fort Myers Beach,
of the citizens of Fort Myers Beach,
and do my utmost
and do my utmost
to carry out my duties and responsibilities
to carry out my duties and responsibilities
as firefighter to the best of my ability.
as firefighter to the best of my abilities.
Congratulations. Miguel, my apologies. the last piece, that's our swearing in portion, but the last piece that I want to do is recognize tonight. In our last meeting, I had presented to the board the idea, and they accepted presenting Commissioner Larry Wood, who is our retired commissioner, with the status of Commissioner Emeritus. So if I can. One of the reasons that this came to mind is that Commissioner Wood has been on the commission, or had been a commissioner for almost 10 years. During that time, he saw the department go through many changes. He helped us grow. He helped us as we had the plans for needing a new fire station, and saw us through on that project. So a lot of what's happening down the street with the building of the new fire station happened because of Commissioner Wood's leadership. So tonight I'd like to follow up on what we did last meeting and read a quick piece. It's both an honor and a privilege to stand before you today to recognize a man whose legacy is woven into the very fabric of our fire control district, retired Fire Commissioner Larry Wood. At our last meeting, the board formally bestowed upon Commissioner Wood the lifetime appointment of Commissioner Emeritus, a title that reflects not only his years of dedicated service, but the enduring impact of his leadership, vision, and unwavering commitment to the Fort Myers Beach community. He has been and continues to be an ambassador for Fort Myers Beach, advocating for our residents, representing our values, and championing the mission of the district with integrity and heart. Even in retirement, his influence remains strong. Therefore, his name will be permanently inscribed on the dedication plaque for the new Fire Station 31, a symbol of the legacy he leaves behind and the example he sets for all of us. Commissioner Wood's leadership will continue to serve as a model of exemplary service and governance. His ambassadorship is not just a role, it's a reflection of who he is. And it is with deep gratitude that we recognize him today, not only for what he has done, but for the standard he has set for generations to come. Commissioner Wood, on behalf of the Fort Myers Beach Fire Control District, thank you for being you and for all you've done for us.
Speech!
I don't think so. It doesn't appear that he's, you want to speak?
So again, thank you to all the families for being here tonight. We will take a break. There are refreshments up here and snacks, so please take a little bit of time, get to know each other, and thank you for being here. So, thank you. Good seeing you.
All right, it's 5:53. We'll reconvene the meeting after a short recess. Chief, presentation for us?
Good evening. My name is Kevin Sullivan. I'm our Assistant Chief of Operations. First off, I want to thank Chief Worth, Ms. Thompson, Jennifer, Chief Arminger, and the Commission for having me. Along with everybody else who was here, I appreciate the warm welcome I received when I got here and to this day. I'm enjoying it, so thank you. So I just want to highlight a few things that have been going on with our operations division. We're preparing to open a new station, which means we have to hire a bunch of new hires. So we revamped our new hire training program, and you actually have the big binder in front of you. That's what our new hires are going to be getting. Each one will get that. As you go through it, the first part of it has specific JPRs, which you can see up here. Each quarter, they have in red, you can see their fire PRs, which are going to be relating to firefighting activities. In blue would be EMS. Now, if you notice, there's only 3 quarters up there. The 4th quarter will allow our paramedics time to hone their skills to get credentialed as a paramedic, so they can act independently as a paramedic. And anything that they may have been missing or anything that gives us a little time to make up to help with their evaluations. These books are pretty thorough. We had a lot of input from the members of the department. Chief Sears, Chief Arminger, Chief Worth obviously put a lot into this. So each candidate gets one, and they're to present it to their station. Their station also has a copy so they know what's expected, so they can evaluate them and go through the skills. The second half of that book is a reference manual. So there's pictures of every compartment on the truck. So one of their homework assignments is they have to write down every piece of equipment in each of the compartments so they can memorize it, so when we go on a scene they know what's there. But it has things like how to tie certain knots, how to do certain skills to help them prepare when they're not here, when they're at home and they don't have those tools, so it gives them a visual reference to help them prepare. So we're hoping to do this to really set our new hires up for success and get them all trained to the same level, so there's no confusion. A shift does it this way and B shift does it that way. It's all done the Fort Myers Beach way. So that's the first thing, is preparing for these new hires. And doing that. The next thing that we've been working on is our firefighter health and safety initiatives. I'm not sure if you guys know, but it's a big deal. I actually just came back with several of our members today from the Florida Fire Chiefs Health and Safety Conference. And while we were there, the topics they talked about was cancer in the fire service, the changes in our turnout gear. And with our newest gear, it's a lot safer than what the previous gear, or what they called legacy gear, that had these forever chemicals in them called PFAS. I'm not going to try to say what the PFAS stands for. But the new gear we have provides basically the same level of protection without a lot of those chemicals. So we're providing our firefighters with much better gear and allows them to go home safe. On top of that, some of the other things they talked about was mental health. It is a big thing in the fire service, first responders, military. Because of the extraordinary things we see and we deal with, sometimes we don't always understand how to handle those. And when I started in the fire service nearly 27 years ago, when we were on a bad call, the phrase was, "Suck it up, buttercup." And we never really dealt with it. And we're seeing, large instances of mental health issues and suicide. So we're trying to help train our members to recognize these things, but we're also training some of our members to be peer support, so they can come out and help. And Melissa's been instrumental in helping set this up. We're going to build this program out even further with a professional mental health clinician as well, to kind of help train our people, but also be there for our people and our families. We always forget about our families, to help them understand what we're going through. I can speak for myself. Years ago, I'd come home after a bad call and my wife would be like, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" And I never wanted to tell her about it. And she kept bugging me because she wanted to help. And finally one day I told her, and she goes, "Don't ever tell me about work again." It's unfortunate. We do see some bad things. And this is a way for us to learn how to deal with it in a healthy way, so we can live long and happy lives. And that's going to be peer support, it's education, the clinicians. The third thing that we started doing when we had our first meeting last week was our labor management committee. And this is a group of people, Ms. Thompson, Melissa, Chief Arminger, and myself were from administration. And then we had representatives from the union, the DVP Darwin, Paul Russell, help me out, Keith Gaudet, and Joel Martinez. And the purpose of the group is we sit down and we talk about issues. Maybe it's something that came up in the contract that we're not understanding. It's to relieve some of that ambiguity. But it's also to open up communications and fight problems before they become a problem. So it's a collaboration where we work together to try to solve some of these problems and improve the communication between admin and the firefighters. So their job is to bring back what comes from there. And some of the things we talked about was our bunker gear. With the new bunker gear and the changes from what we had before, we had a new directive that came out that explains to our members when they're expected to wear their gear. And it's different from what was before. So we wanted to bring it to them so they had an understanding before we put it out to our people. We also discussed a new standard operating procedure for our PFDs, or personal flotation devices. So when we are in operations around water, everybody understands the clear direction and guidance of when they need to be worn. And we talked about several other things, but again, those are the first things that we're going to kind of deal with, and we're going to build on it there. We're meeting again monthly. Eventually, I envision us doing this maybe quarterly or even as needed. So I think the first meeting went pretty well. I think we had some really good dialogue, and I hope that continues and we can really start making the communication and the understanding from both sides a lot better. And the last thing is last week we had a fire prevention initiative at the library, and our guys came out. They were almost late. They were on a call, and they knew it was coming, and they got there as quick as they could, and they made it right on time. But it was a great turnout. The kids loved it. The guys loved it. I heard nothing but good things from them, that they enjoyed the kids coming out and showing them the truck and explaining what we do. And it was a great event for our community, and I can't wait to continue to do more things like this for our citizens and our visitors. With that, I'm done unless you have any questions for me.
I have one question.
Yes, sir.
Does everyone have 2 sets of gear or 1?
Right now, just one.
And
We
so
have-
my gear's all filthy, dirty, it's in the wash. What do I wear for call?
We do have the old gear still that has been cleaned and it is hanging up, so they can use that until their new gear is ready to go back in service.
And I'm pleased to hear that there's a large mental health component.
Yes, sir. And Melissa's been right on top of that, along with one of our firefighters, Jesse Miranda. The 3 of us have been meeting, brainstorming, and coming up with ideas, so it's been good.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Great
Thank
job.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Chief, thank you, if I may.
So I wanted to, I don't know that we could have planned it any better, but the cohesion and the uniformity between Melissa and Chief Sullivan, Chief Sears, and the impact it's having, the feedback that I'm hearing from the folks on the floor. That's why I wanted them to be before you tonight, so you could hear from them what's going on in their areas, because I think everything meshes together so tightly. It really is kind of a cool thing that's happening. So, thank you. Chief Sears?
Okay, Chief Worth, Board of Commissioners. Hopefully I can make up for my first stellar performance that I gave you guys this evening. We'll see where things go with that. But I just want to take a few minutes just to give you an overview of what the officers and firefighters have been doing in the new training program over the past 60 days. It's been quite impressive. Their buy-in has been absolutely amazing. They've been supporting the program in the direction that we're trying to go with things. So when I come online, we collaboratively came up with the idea of trying to build a high-performance training culture here. And we've been hitting the ground running, as Chief said earlier, from that point forward. So how we're going to make that transition and really kind of push it forward is just with the basic idea of the crawl, walk, and run. And this is something that you hear repeatedly over and over at times, but really how we're breaking this down within our program is just the crawl is just to take those basic refinement skills and just make our members more comfortable, more confident in the basics. We don't have to do these big theatric advanced level skills. We just have to be very, very proficient with the basics. And that's from firefighting to EMS to rescue operations and things of that sort. So from that point, the topics that we've taken, we've expanded on that and we've added certain stressors and certain realistic environments and things like that, just to take the lessons that we learned from the point A and we brought it over to point B. So it's worked out really well. And then we've had the opportunity through the use of required structures within the district to really put the members into IDLH, which is immediately dangerous to life and health scenarios, to really put the stressor on and refine and just solidify the skills that we've built from the refinement point. So That's what we have been doing from this perspective. So as far as our acquired structures, we've been extremely fortunate to have several of them within the district over the past 60 days, as I had said. 290 Pearl Street would be a really good example, Chief. Commissioner Fleming's aware of that because we probably put smoke in his front windows looking right down the street from that location, as much as we tried not to. But from that point, we had one of our residents, Tracy Moon, was able to reach out after Jennifer Campbell was gave us the information that a demolition permit had been filed for that property. We reached out to that property owner, and he essentially gave us permission to use the structure for training for several weeks. So within a 3-week period, we did several different rotations of different topics. And again, it was just that basic crawl, walk, and run that led us up to the live fire event that we had several weeks after. So search training. Within that first week, we put 36 rotations together over a 1-week period. All of our members were able to go through that, and we really just were able to take that structure and make it as realistic as possible, just again, to refine those basic skills in a controlled environment. And it worked out tremendously well. So as you can see here, those are some of the search training photographs that we came up with. So not only were we able to put some of the really impactful bullet points on the wall so they had that visual as they were entering the building, and it was etched in their brains, but you guys know as much as everyone else, everyone has their phones in their hands now. They were able to take pictures of those photos and then just start flipping through the photos at night, and it's just one more layer of validation for what they're doing. So in these photographs here, we are using mannequins with a smoke machine just to create that limited visibility, but it was a really good taste of, a search operation. Second week, we transitioned into roof operations, so we were able to cut the flat roof, which is a really good experience for our members to use the saws and equipment that we have available for conducting vertical ventilation. As the district starts to progress and build different types of structures, concrete block and concrete walls and hurricane glass, it really limits our ability to do horizontal ventilation like we've been able to do in the past. So we really have to take a look at vertical ventilation as being a really good tactic for getting heat and smoke out of the citizens who are trapped on inside the structure, and then allow our members to push forward with that hose line. So built a little bit of confidence up on the roof. I've never cut a roof in the presence of palm trees, so that was a first for me. But it worked out really good for the backdrop of photos. As far as that goes, week 3 was all of our live fire. So that was done under NFPA 1403 guidance along with Florida 69A statutory regulations for conducting live fire training. It's quite a process to put together, but we had 11 of our members step up and help orchestrate that project, and we put 36 of our members through that over a 3-day period where we were actually putting them into building structures with fire conditions. So it went very, very well. The feedback was fantastic. We had no injuries, and everybody was eager to keep pressing on. So those are actual photos from that event. A little difficult to hear, but this is what we see in a burning building. So this is what the members are expected to operate in with limited or zero visibility to find civilians that are trapped within fire buildings. To add one of the stressors, and this is a scenario where we had the smoke machine going, we strapped a Bluetooth speaker to one of our baby mannequins with a baby screaming in the background, so they can use the audible keys and sounds to guide them to where that person might be trapped. And nobody likes hearing babies scream, so it adds a whole level of stress that a lot of our younger members could appreciate from working at home. We transitioned into 470 Estero Boulevard. That was an acquired structure that we were only able to have for a short period of time before they tore it down, but it was unique because we were able to operate at elevation from ground ladders, aerial ladders, and things like that to remove hurricane glass, which it's an extremely difficult barrier for us to navigate through in order to provide the horizontal ventilation, and it was something that we don't get the opportunity to do often, so that was a really big chance for our people. The past 2 weeks, we've been working with the Lee County Co-op of training officers. The city of Fort Myers had opened up the invitation to arrive at the Horizon Apartments on Summerlin. That is a 12 or 13 unit apartment complex that's being torn down right now. So it's like the Disney World of fire training for us. So at the moment, we've been going through 2 rotations per day for the past 2 weeks. And we're doing everything from hose line advancement, mid-rise fire attack operations, overhaul, vertical ventilation, aerial spotting, standpipe riser operations. So it's been really, really good for the members. And it gives them that realistic environment so they can flow water through hose lines, through actual apartment building structures and things like that. So they're building their proficiency whether they realize it or not. I was also recently given the opportunity to travel to Indianapolis to the Fire Department Training Network to do a little bit of a recon mission, because they too are almost the pioneers of using Connex boxes for training facilities, and they've really refined their process over the 30 years that they've been open. So I went up there just essentially to see how their buildings are constructed, the fuel load packages that they put in there and things like that, because we want to incorporate that within that new property on Main Street to build a training facility. So we're trying to figure out how to get the most bang for our buck and make it most advantageous for our members. And I think we've taken some pretty good notes, and we'll incorporate that in as well. So this is one of the internal videos of the live fire that we were conducting with the members at the FDTN just before my hand melted to my iPhone. And it just gives you the realistic fire conditions on the inside that give us that stress level of operating within that high heat environment. So it was a really, really good opportunity. In addition to the acquired structure trainings that we've been doing, these are some of the other objectives that we've been meeting as far as our EMS training. We really are trying to get our members out of just sitting through slides of EMS, initiatives and things like that, and getting them hands-on training. So we've been doing a lot of pediatric trauma, aerial spotting, building construction, stretching of hose lines and different structures that have different setbacks, different elevations, working from standpipe systems, just a whole bunch of different topics that we've been working through. So it's worked out really well, and again, I think the feedback's fantastic. And this program would not be possible, the success of it, without the members. And they have, like I said, latched on more than I could possibly have expected, and they're excited. You can see it, and they're helping us motivate ourselves to keep pushing and pushing and pushing. So that's the direction things are going to continue to go. It's just that high performance culture that we're trying to build. So, any questions?
Great job.
Chris? Thank you.
I want to congratulate you, Chief. I've always thought our people need more than just videos and watching on TV. Many years ago, I was the training supervisor in Dayton, and I'm known for having the last off-campus fire ever, because my lieutenants got a little overzealous, and we ended up closing Interstate 75 for an hour.
Oh boy.
And I got yelled at.
I can imagine.
But no, it was, but thank you. I mean, our
Absolutely.
people need to get out there and do this. And,
Sure.
And they are. And from what I saw, they really are.
Well, thank you.
Good.
And you answered the question that was on my mind, is how well is this being received, since they haven't had probably the opportunity to have this kind of intense training like this.
We're stressing them out within reason, and I think it's been, again, well received. If we could lower the ambient temperature outside by about 30 degrees, I think they'd even be more motivated to continue to work.
Is that for you or for them?
I've lost several pounds of water weight working with these guys, and it's been, yeah.
Stay hydrated.
But, no, thank you very much.
Great. Thank you, Chief.
Thank
Good
you.
job.
And last but not least, HR.
So for those who are at home that don't know me, I'm Melissa. I'm the newly appointed HR personnel. And just to give a little bit of background, so some of this makes sense because I do tend to do a little bit more than the average human resources person, as a lot of these people here have found out. I have a master's degree in behavioral analysis, and 10 years of that I spent doing operational business management. And I have a very wide background when it comes to cultural integrations and different aspects of training in that regard. So I'm going to read through this so I don't forget any key points. Feel free to stop me at any point if you need to. So I'd like to start with an update on hiring. Currently, we are working on filling 16 positions across the organization. That includes firefighter paramedics to fill the station that will be opening in March. And then we are also looking at fulfilling a logistics coordinator role, which has been successfully filled to this point, and a life safety specialist. So right now we have 9 firefighter paramedic seats that have been tentatively filled. We are working on sending out some of those finalized letters of employment to these individuals as they fulfill their different needs for the pre-employment screenings. So we're tracking on that. I'm hoping to have those seats fulfilled by March, like I said, ideally beforehand, but some stuff is just not in my control. So we have the logistics coordinator role that I mentioned that, again, has been successfully filled, and that final letter will be going out to that individual soon as he finalizes his last step in his employment screening. And then we have the life safety specialist position. That was just posted last Friday, so I'm going to give that some time. Right now is a weird time with the holidays coming up. This time of year is a little bit more difficult to fulfill seats, so we'll adjust accordingly as the weeks pass by, and we'll see what happens with that. Looking forward, one of the biggest priorities is building a strong and sustainable talent pipeline. While deepening the connections with the community, I like to strike a balance with both. So ideally, I would like to explore opportunities such as partnering with schools and colleges, and then youth programs to attract future talent, because we all know if we can catch them young and get them interested, then we can build that relationship and foster that with them as they grow into their career field. Hopefully that is with us. So we've also looked at exploring ride-alongs and mentorship opportunities. I do know that there was a high school student that came in sometime last week with B-Shift, and it was successful. He had a great time, and I'm hoping to see him around a little bit more. So anybody who's interested in fire and EMS careers, we're trying to capture their interest as they come into our paths there. So developing youth engagement programs will help us build that interest early on, like I said. And at the same time, we'll continue to expand our community outreach and regional partnerships to showcase the district's values and expertise. Because if we're not out there, then we're just kind of in the background, so I'd like to be a little bit more forefront with that. Another key factor, or another key focus, is creating competitive advantages as an employer. Like I said, I look at things from a very multifaceted perspective. Instead of just throwing something in the Indeed world or posting for hire in a newspaper, I'm very multifaceted when it comes to that. So we want Fort Myers Beach Fire Control to be recognized as a leading agency in Lee County. There's a lot of competition, that's no secret. So to do that, we'll continue to benchmark pay, benefits, cultural aspects against the surrounding districts, strengthening our recruitment branding, and then social media presence is also something that could be used to our benefit if we so choose to do that later on down the road. And highlighting what makes us unique, because we are on the beach, we've got something that the other districts do not have. And also our impact to the community and our opportunities for growth that we're going to have coming up in the future. So we'll continue to improve onboarding practices and that we have moving forward to ensure that these new hires feel welcome and supported. So that'll be a huge thing going forward. If they feel that connection with us right from the get-go, it's easier to get people in the future when we're supporting the current hires. So next, moving on in conjunction with that, is retention, which is equally as important to me. We want to keep the great people that we're bringing in and fostering the engagement and the growth and the recognition, something that has been a little bit lost in the past just because everybody can't juggle everything at one time. You need somebody in my seat to handle stuff like that. So that means continuing our employee engagement surveys, as well as enhancing recognition in the wellness programs like the peer support, building clear leadership development pathways for all ranks, mentoring these individuals as they come up will also play a big role, connecting our experienced members with the next generation of leaders, because there is a little bit of a disconnect just because it happens over time. So I'm here to kind of help reconnect that with them. So with that being said, culture remains at the heart of all of this. I've been working really hard with Chief Sears, Chief Sullivan, as we welcome in the new hires specifically. We're going to continue to work strengthening team dynamics across all levels and all shifts, so from admin all the way down to our probationary firefighters. We'll be spending more time on the floor, learning more about the operational fields firsthand, understanding training goals, succession planning, and ensuring consistent and open communications between HR, myself being the bridge for this, administration, and our crews. So I want to get to know these personalities of our new members and help place them with leaders as they come in who are going to bring out their best before they rotate through the other leadership, because I want to get that connection established immediately. That's the behavior analysis in me. I've found in the past that fosters a higher success rate than putting somebody with personality dynamics that do not mesh very well. Improving communications overall is another focus area. Building strong connections between admins, ops, and support divisions is a critical factor. I'd like to establish regular communication channels like town hall meetings with each of the different crews that we have, just so that I can be connected to them instead of being stuck in an office. I know traditionally HR is a paper pushing job. That's just not my style. I like to be around the people, so I'm accessible. And with 3 different buildings, that makes it really difficult when I'm just sitting behind a computer screen doing FMLA paperwork. They don't get to know me. It's hard. I got to build that trust there. So this will also help ensure that policy, staffing, and operational needs all stay connected, because if I'm not out there with them, I don't know what's going on, and vice versa. So we'll continue to support our leaders with the tools and trainings that they need to communicate consistently across all levels. So I'm hoping to build that more as we move forward. And then finally, the peer support program that Chief Sullivan had mentioned. We are in the early stages of building this out, but it is in full motion and it's progressing very, very well. So we will be meeting this coming Monday with the physicians, and there is a team of 12, and I hope to have some more information for you at the next meeting. But it's tracking great, and it's getting a great response out of the people on the floor. So if anybody's got any questions, that's all I have.
I have a request. Well, thank you for everything you're doing.
Yeah.
Recently, I've had a couple parents ask me where their kids can go to obtain EMT certification. So next week, if you could email me where these locations are
absolutely.
and the cost.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I can do that.
Great job.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you, Melissa.
Thank you, sir.
So again, everything that's happening is kind of all weaving together, and seeing some very positive results. So to all 3 of you, thank you. Glad to have you on board. And really appreciate the work you're doing. So in my world, Matt, I guess, just a few high points. As far as permitting, we talked last meeting about South Trail and Lehigh getting ready. Both of those agencies are doing their own plan review. So at this point, we have Captiva and San Carlos Park that we're serving in the plan review. So both agencies expressed their thanks for carrying them during the time we did, and very, very grateful to the agency for all that out. So the station, if you've been by it, you can see it's coming along. The site's starting to take shape. They put 150 yards of concrete in and did the bay floors last week. So the roofers are in there over the next 2 or 3 weeks getting the roof watertight, and they're starting to build the walls out inside. So the fire station's coming along. It remains on schedule and in budget. So always 2 things I like to be able to bring to you. But yeah, we're still looking good for substantial completion in February and getting in and getting out there. The other issue is that we've recently been going through the second read on the merger study. We are working with the consultants on that. We expect that that will be done with that second read probably by the end of next week. With some follow-up questions that we have, and both us and Iona have, we're going to be meeting with the consultants later next week. Yesterday, Representative Botana brought forward, the agenda came out for this upcoming session, and he has a new merger bill in there, which is basically giving Fort Myers Beach over to Toyota McGregor. I understand the timing of it. This is the point in time where if there's going to be any kind of referendum on the November ballot, something had to be brought forward. So our hope is that once we are able to put the study in his hands, that he'll be able to look at it, determine better if the bill is necessary at all, or if it is still feasible based on the data and information of the study.
That's November 26th. What potential?
2026, yes. It's November of 2026. So we have that on the works. We'll be there Tuesday to speak in front of the legislative delegation. That's where we're at with the merger. And then just, some events. I had the opportunity to spend a good amount of time with DVP Adamas. We had some good conversations and discussions. And one of the things that he's trying to do is get the firefighters involved in the community more. So just want to close out with some current events that we have coming, such as Fright Night, and also Sand Sculpting is coming up pretty soon. So, activities are coming back to Fort Myers Beach, and started to see some traffic today too on the way there. So starting to get some people back. So, as far as my report closing out on new business, that's it.
Thanks, sir. Any questions? All right, that takes us down to commissioner remarks. Who would like to begin?
I'll go. Chief, you want me to show up Tuesday and spread my cheer and wisdom to the representative who will be never named by the
Cheer. Well, it's a good time to be informed, right?
Thank
Always
you,
good
sir.
to know you're going.
Yes. Yeah. That's all I have. Oh, thank you for this ceremony. And I'm sure, John, you've seen this where people forget their names.
I've seen everything forgotten, from wrong ranks to wrong insignia.
I mean, it's wonderful to see our firefighters being recognized and their families. And, I've said it before, I think Fort Myers Beach Fire, this is where I hope people want to come to work. And I think we're well on. So thank you.
Thank you, sir. Jim?
I wanted to congratulate you on the success of today's event. This is the largest event like this that I've seen since I've been here. And it is exciting to see new folks coming on, getting their badge and starting their careers. And I agree with Ron. I think this is an incredibly well-managed and professional organization, and I think as we're developing out our capacity to manage it with the new folks out here, that it's on track to be the place to come, to be the place to be, and I would like to see that continue. I have thoughts about this proposal to merge, and that's all I have to say about it.
Commissioner Farrell?
Not much, really, other than congratulations to all the new members of the team. I've never seen a pinning ceremony, and I thought that's one of the coolest things I've seen in a long time. So congratulations to all of them. Thank you all for great reports. Very enlightening, well done. And I'm happy to be here.
Jackie?
Congratulations to everyone recognized tonight. Huge achievements. I think it was great. Great ceremony. Thanks, Chief. Thank you to all of those who donated structures for us. We need more, right? So we need to keep our ears open for more structures that we can utilize. I know that the one on Pearl, that chatter on the island was hot and heavy that day, if you could believe it. But kudos to the team, because pretty much everybody knew what was going on. I think I only had one person, say there's a fire, and I'm like, yeah, well, it's okay, we're good. But you did a good job getting the word out, because pretty much everybody recognized, all over social media and stuff too. People were saying, yeah, they're training. So that was really great. And then for the mental health, thank you. That is a huge thing that I've been kind of focused on since the storm, and even before then, and it's needed, because I think, we're still seeing effects from people dealing with stress from the storm and recovery, and it kind of bleeds out all over the place. So I'm hoping to put together another mental health event here at Diamond Head again, like we did shortly after the storm, and get all of our community partners here. So obviously that would be a great thing. Sand sculpting is coming. I think the district will have a tent at sand sculpting, I hope, again, right, with some goodies for the kids. And then the firefighters are bringing their calendar back out, which I know the ladies are very excited about. So that was a huge hit last year. They sold out. So we'll make sure we get them there. And then if you would like to have a truck maybe on Palm Avenue during the day, if you have an extra truck or you have some crew that would like to open that up as people are coming or going from the event. I think we can accommodate space for that, where they can talk to folks as they come and go and show them different things in the truck and interact with the families and the kids and the festival attendees. So if you're interested in that, let me know. And that'll be here before we know it. And then we have the boat parade coming December the 6th. So we need boats. Everybody's interested in it. So if only we had a fire boat.
We do. We have one.
Inflatable.
Maybe next year.
That's it, thank you.
Thanks, Jay. I mirror what everybody else has said. Always good to see people swearing in, getting pinned, new hires, our probationary guys and gals coming off of their year of intense training and qualification. It gives me just a warm feeling inside when I see the families participate, and especially when you have a very large dad and a very small son, and they're having to accommodate their height differences to pin a badge on. It's nothing's more American, I think, than the oath and that ceremony. And that it's a great tradition. I'd like to see more of it. Obviously, we will have more of it with our new hires as we go. Again, thanks to the community for donating structures as needed. We've had a few of those over the last several years, and we can always use more. So if anybody's out there that knows of something or has something and they'd like to volunteer it as a candidate for training, please contact the chief and admin. And lastly, I think that's about it. I appreciate everything that went into the meeting tonight at the time. It's a little bit of a marathon of the swearing-ins. Chief did a good job. And unless somebody has something else, this meeting is adjourned. Yes, oh, I'm sorry. Yes, sir. Yeah, would you like to speak, community? Please do.
Community. Would you like to come to the microphone so they can hear you?
Posterity.
I just want you to know that I'm honored and humbled by your grand gesture. Excuse me. This means a lot to me. What I'm seeing, though, is the new people that you've taken on are just top of the line. I've known all the rest of you, and that's the best part of the job, is getting to know the people, getting to know you and all the firefighters. And now we're seeing new ones coming in, and the presentations here were just wonderful. Congratulations. I just want you to know that I feel really proud to be just at least a little part of the Fort Myers Beach Fire Control District. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Larry.
Thank you, Larry.
You'll always be a part. You're never escaping, just so you know.
Yeah. We know where you live.